All right, folks. I don't know if there's going to be issues. StreamYard has given me a notification. Um, we started. I want you guys to let me know. Me and Sean may have some technical difficulties if there are issues here. I'm waiting to see. It looks like it's posted to YouTube. It looks like it's posted to the places it's supposed to be. Um, Sean, once you tell
Yeah,
me that
I think we're live. I'm looking at my.
it looks good,
It looks like we're streaming.
we're
I'm hoping that
streaming.
I hope everybody can let us know if we are streaming. I think we're streaming.
Yes, if you are in the chat, please give us a thumbs up. Tell us if we're doing good. I see Pro Wrestler Shoot just popped in, so that's a sign of good things as well. We were told there may be some issues with some of this, so like I said, I'm just waiting for it. But
There
I'm
we
gonna
go.
trust
There we
this.
go. Clown just said we're good.
Clown for the save.
Yes, sir.
Episode 94, Clash of the Podcast. We've got WWE Clash at the Castle. We're going all the way to Scotland across the pond. Me and Sean with a great review. We're going to be talking TNA and Jeff Hardy. We're going to be talking about Raw tonight. We're going to be
Yes,
talking
sir.
about everything. And
Everything.
we're going to be talking about the greatest wrestling company in the world, live from San Francisco this week, with Lee Marshall as the correspondent on duty.
I love it.
We're going to be talking WCW episode 2 of Who Killed WCW. 2 more weeks of this. 2 more weeks. I got the Nitro logo behind me for this because I don't know when I'll ever be able to use this thing again because WWE sure doesn't like to use it. So
Exactly.
we've got it covered. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, 5-star review, subscribe to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Favorite his. I just added it in the description below. His website is on there now. Go show him some love. Please do so.
Hubbonomics.
And, yes. And by the way, for those blaming StreamYard, this is actually not a StreamYard issue. It was a YouTube issue. Gotta be fair. When it's on that person, that's who's getting the blame. It's a YouTube issue, they said. Right. So it looks like it's good. Shout out to YouTube and the Google team. They get it fixed.
Seemingly got it fixed just in time for us.
Yeah, just for us. Shout out to all the fathers for Father's Day. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. Yo, shout out to my guy Montezi, Rich Latta, Anthony King, Erica's Son Volume 2, or Erica's Son 2, excuse me, just dropped. It's on Spotify. Show Montezi some love. Teezy, don't say I don't ever show you love, bro. And yeah, make sure you support. And I'll let Sean give the overview on Ma Dukes, and then yeah,
yes.
we'll get into this.
Yes, Mom is home. She is recovering nicely. She doesn't have all of her strength back, but she is very much, first of all, here by the grace of God, recovering nicely, right on track. I want to thank everybody who reached out to me, DMs, tweets. That it was overwhelming. It was overwhelming. I didn't see that coming. No, y'all got love, but that was a lot of love. I appreciate y'all, man. Even in my stream last week, Clown and a couple people asked me about how my mom was doing. She is home. And she is recovering nicely, right on track, and getting better every single day.
And with that being said, there's only one thing left to say.
Conrad, my brother, drop that thing.
Yo, not only is the fire behind me, but it is hot in Buffalo. Schools are being canceled to half days because of the heat. Things are getting crazy out here. I don't know how it is in San Francisco where you are, Sean, but it's wild.
Well, virtually in San Francisco, I'm sure it's beautiful, but right here in New York City, it is hot.
It is a hot one. But we do this for the people. We do this for The Rock. So we're going to get into this. Listen, got to let them jump to the top when they leave the super chat. You guys want your comment read right away? Super chat's the best way to do it. Joel with the $2 super chat says, "Great to hear the sweet voices of Sean and Conrad."
Thank you, Joel. We appreciate you. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody who has been checking out Hubbonomics, my new miniseries. The numbers have been really good, like shockingly good. And I say that shockingly good as in like I'm on my humble right now. I did not think it would be popping like that. Like you guys are showing up and showing out for Hubbonomics, and I want to say thank you because I threw that thing together. It was an idea I ran past Conrad. Conrad said, "Go for it." Volume 7 coming up on Juneteenth. We're going to be talking about Ricochet and his departure from WWE. So I'm excited. Thank you guys so much, man. Hubbonomics, it's really going well. You know what I'm saying? Off the strength of the wonderful thing we got going here on Clash of the Podcast. So thank you too, Conrad.
Cut it out. Sorry, y'all. I don't want to hear this when he says that to me. So just get used to that. Listen.
Well, I'll give you a hard time and say that you need to change my YouTube link. I'll give you a hard time in that regard, okay?
Yeah, definitely still need to do that. Most definitely.
Okay, so you want me to give you a hard time? I'll give you a hard time about that.
There we go. That I can take because that's real.
Yes.
Quill says, "What up, Conrad Sean chat? Your boy Sir Quills is back to enjoy my two favorite bros, CJ, for the classic EA Sports NBA Showdown 94 edition of Clash of the By God podcast."
Quilly, nothing but love for you, my guy. Quilly was expressing some serious anger, and I share his anger about Cargill and Bel Air.
Oh, we'll have to save this. Me and Sean have not talked about this show, and I'm happy.
I think we kept it under wraps on purpose.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. Quill says, "With that being said, please bear me with the SQ is about to become unhinged." Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. Quills went off. Quills, I'm going to save these points. We're going to go through match by match, and you can bring those up then. Clown, thank you, good sir. Afternoon, everyone, he says. Mike from The Rock. What is good, Mike? Appreciate you. There you go. Diamonds are forever.
M. Leezy Fo Sheezy. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a good weekend, and let's kick the week off right with the two best in our pro wrestling community. M. Leezy, we value and appreciate you, my brother.
Guys, make sure you show love to the Pro Wrestling Shoot. That's Jesse and James over there. They've got some good things cooking that I know of that should be on the rise. So if you see them out there with the chef's hat on, they're going to work right now. I've heard some ideas brewing.
Big news. Big news. James of Pro Wrestling Shoot. Possibly Jesse of Pro Wrestling Shoot, but definitely James of Pro Wrestling Shoot. And Crystal returns July 6th, immediately following Money in the Bank. The first time ever Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, Clash of the Podcast, even though Conrad has a prior engagement. God bless him. But Clash of the Podcast on Hubbard Wrestling will go live for the first time ever for a pay-per-view. Yes, I still call it pay-per-view post-game show immediately following Money in the Bank.
Listen. I'm going to drop one on you right now, live on the air. Uh-oh. Forbidden Door. There will be no post-show review for this guy because of work obligations. But me and Sean will be able to do a review on Clash of the Podcast the next day.
Sir.
So make sure that you guys are here for it in 2 weeks. So stay tuned on here. And I'm trying to do a better job of separating playlists for you guys. I know we have the Clash of the Podcast playlist, but I just did all the Dynamites, like all the past ones in one. And I think I'm going to try and do all the pay-per-views and set them up for people that ever want to go through them. Let me see here. Who else are we missing? Deanna. So far, you're good. You know what that means. Talking about the live stream.
I like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is Conrad Shivani. I need the old WCW jean button up. The Insane Clown Posse is salty today. And hold on, I'm getting text messages. We're live, pal. We're live, pal. Oh, look. Yeah.
Is it just me or the fact that Game 5 of the NBA Finals is tonight and I really forgot?
Oh, you won't need to forget anymore. I think after this one, you won't need to. You won't need to.
Now you're on the
anything.
record. Conrad's saying Game 6 will not take place.
I do not think so.
All right.
But I've been wrong before. So what do I know? You see, I'm wearing the Yankees hat again now. So
yes.
That's what we got to roll with. Whoop whoop. What up, BJ? I want to hear Hub's version of NWO B Team theme again.
All right.
Hold
BJ,
on. I got to be back up because I could have did better last time when I went back and listened to us a little bit.
Okay.
Go ahead. You do your part.
You ready? All right. This one's for you, BJ. Joe, too, because Joe's the one who got this thing started. This one's for you, BJ. New world order. W.
Moda's here.
There you go. NWOB theme, and I think it was pretty darn good.
Muda and the Giant tonight on
Vincent.
The first hour.
Oh, you want to hear the? I got. You got to do the Vince. You got to do the NWO B team ad libs. Okay, you ready? Now I can't do them both at the same time, but here we go. Vincent, buff, Bagwell, Vincent, Macho Man, Randy, Macho, Randy, Stevie Ray.
Look at that.
Oh man.
Just for you, Beach. Just for you. Pro Wrestler Shoe says, got that. Pray for me. I got that interview with the Universe Mode dev tonight. Video dropping tomorrow. Hook it up, bro. It's going to be a good interview, man.
I'm praying for you, Jesse. I'm praying for you, Jesse, because that's what brothers in Christ do. But I'm also going to say, you got this.
You know what you're doing, bro. XG Dub, what's good? Appreciate you.
Yo, XG Dub is a major supporter. Thank you. Oh, Deanna. Oh, I've always liked her, but thank you. I've always, so nice.
Deanna's wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. More on that later. McKinney says, yo, I'm here to talk wrestling with the Fire live chat and the Moondogs of podcast, Clash of the Podcast, and let y'all know whether you think you can or you think you can't. You're right. Let's go.
Hey, a nugget dropped. Thank you, man, for that diamond.
We got Mike from The Rock saying happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers.
Mike Feezy, I don't know if he's a nice guy, if he's very supportive, or both. If one of those combinations, because Mike Feezy has so much love for Hubbonomics. That brother is low. Thank you, Mike Feezy. God bless you, man.
Nah, Mike's good peoples, man. Always. So Gable better get paid a lot of money. Oh, we'll talk about it. Give me a second. Clown says God is good all the time. M. Leezy says, great to hear your mom's doing well, Sean.
Matt, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much.
People are saying
Quilly,
mom's doing well. Positive.
Quilly always a class act. M. Leezy, Mike always a class act. Thank you.
Right. McKinney says, happy belated Father's Day to all you fellas.
And to you, sir.
We are also live on Twitch, which Jocelyn is located on right now. It's Monday. It's Clash of the Podcast Day. Everyone be safe. Drink your fluids if you're going out. I got a full cup right here after the workout.
Jocelyn and Conrad, is this the sign that it's going to be a really, really, really hot summer? Because it's only June,
Could be. I'm fine with it. I don't like shoveling. I'm getting old. The older I get, the more I'm like, dude, I hate going out and shoveling in the cold. And
I was looking for places in Buffalo. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. New York, the city is kind of like, I love it, but it's like I'm thinking about either going south or north. And I just looked up some places in Buffalo. It's not likely, but I did look it up.
It's hard out here. Trust it, especially for the bread. Deanna said it is hot. It's 70s in San Diego.
70 sounds sweet.
BJ says 91 here today, but all the schools are out for summer already. Yeah, I was thinking that we should speed it up here too. Andy, what's good, Andy? I appreciate you being in the chat, man. Feel free. McKinney says 90 in Grand Rapids in the Michigan. Wrist blue and yellow like Michigan. B-Boy Skyline says, also, let's all hope Buffalo AEW show is epic. I will see you there, B-Boy. I will see you there, good sir. How about the Mets? 5-0 says Grimace. Here, James, here we go.
I am a Met fan, and I'm in a very uncomfortable position, Conrad. Would you like me to help you understand where I'm coming from?
Go ahead.
This is what the Mets do. I've been a Met fan my whole life. You know when the last time the Mets won a world championship?
1986, before we were both born.
5 months after I was born.
Oh, see.
So I'm slightly older than you, my brother. But anyway, my point is, when we were both either just a new thought in our parents' minds or not a thought in our parents' minds.
I was a twinkle.
Yes. The Mets haven't won since 1986. So the fact that they're not supposed to do anything this year and they won 8 out of their last 10, I'm trying to not be excited. I'm trying to maintain my composure. And it's very difficult.
I think they'll get back. They just have to. They just have to. Joel, thank you, good sir. I don't know if it didn't let you write anything or if you're just being a nice guy, but thank you, good sir. Yes. I appreciate the super chat. Let me see here. Hold on. Where was I? Quill says, please don't think I'm jumping off the deep end. Quilly, we're going to talk about this because it's going to be interesting. Can't wait for EA College Football. I'm excited for it, too. I can't wait to see what that looks like.
Holy crap! Holy crap! The most anticipated game of the year. Holy crap!
By the way, Undisputed Boxing just went up for pre-sale, too. For
holy crap!
They're trying to take all our money.
The second most anticipated game this year. Holy crap!
I'm set for my I'm set for my one summer game and my one fall game. I'm set, I think.
Yo,
if
I'm
I can
so
swing
used
it.
to college football and boxing not being a thing in video games that I have not managed my pockets. I got to get some more money.
Yeah, for sure. Jesse says, Hub, I don't know why you let that bum James on the show. He's just going to talk about how he eats corn the long way. I don't judge people on how they eat corn. I don't judge people how they eat their corn. All right.
No corn on the cob and no glizzies in 2024.
There's always time for glizzies over here. Don't pause yourself. Press play. It's all right.
Like
play.
Take the tape out. That's how bad that was. Holy crap.
Rewind it and play it again.
Chat. He leaned into that one. That was egregious. That was egregious, Conrad.
The way you should eat your glizzies is egregious. Do not let anyone shame you out of your food. You eat your food.
Conrad, what are you doing?
I'm just letting people know.
You are leaning into these things today, Conrad.
Gotta go head first.
Oh, my. Conrad, stop talking.
Right in. BJ has stolen back the championship that I had acquired. I appreciate you. People are talking about the ropes here. I'm jumping around. I'm just making sure everyone joined the Discord community, by the way. We've got a lot of Noah news in there, if you guys didn't know.
I got to get down on Discord.
AJ Styles wrestling Marufuji, we just found out. What do you know?
That's dope.
Hey, good.
They don't want none.
Well, I wish that was the theme still. Come to Buffalo, Hubs. I'd be honored to meet you, bro.
I will meet you. I'm putting it out there that I will meet you regardless. Whether I come to Buffalo or not, I will find a way to meet you, Quilly, because you seem like a really good guy. You are a really good guy.
I appreciate it. Kyra's on that glizzy spree.
Yo, BJ, we got to talk to BJ. Conrad is leaning into these things, man.
No kink shaming. See?
Bro, you said you got to lean into it. Please stop talking.
Just a fan of the dogs, man.
Conrad! What are you doing? Conrad, enough.
That Jesse sure loves his glizzies. The next Joey Chestnut. See?
Wait a minute, yo. You got me talking like Jerry the King Lawler. What?
See McKinney? We wrap our bacon. We bacon wrap our glizzies.
Stop it!
Yo, by the way, McKinney on the grill, he looks kind of beast.
Okay, McKinney on the grill does look like he's top tier. But
that chick has been looking pristine.
But meat wrapped with meat, we're going too far. This is getting out of control. Clash of the... Stop it!
Clash of the glizzies. James, Jesse, I'm going to need you to start working on the T-shirt material for that.
No, I will never wear that James, cut it out. You guys are going to... Comrade, what is going on with you
today? The best foods are shaped that way.
What the heck?
You know what? Glizzies is a food fit for a king. Glizzies is food fit for a king.
Shut up!
Where we're going? Let's go to Clash of the Castle.
Thank God we're changing subjects.
That's right. Sponsored by Gin and Juice by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. I believe this is a drink. I hope I have that right. It looked like an album cover.
100. I can't even cap. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it had everything on it that made you think it's an album. But it was
Matt Emily's is out of control. All right, let's stay focused here, bro.
Saturday, June 15th, 2 p.m. I was watching Clash at the Castle, man. What did you think of it?
It was what I thought it was. It was a sub-average pay-per-view. What did you put the camera back on me? What did you think I was gonna say? It was all right.
I'm conflicted on some of this.
Oh, you're always conflicted. You're always trying to find the good in things. I wish I could just, you make me sick sometimes, man. You really do. It's time to let the cat out of the bag. Yes, I like you, man. I love you. You're my brother. But sometimes you make me sick. You're always trying to find the good. You know what? Maybe that Zoe Starks versus Chelsea Green match was for a reason. No, it wasn't. Okay? This pay-per-view was mid. Say it.
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Well, I want to go through this.
Right.
Maybe you could talk some sense into me in some of these.
Let's have some fun with it.
What up, Guy Will Gamble?
Guy Will Gamble, you already know what it is, brother.
So going back to this, AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, they kicked off with an I Quit match.
I like the choice. I mean, you got to have Drew main event. That's fine with me.
Absolutely fine. But I guess they must have felt like they owed the people some matchups here. So we had Cody Rhodes, AJ. Not bad. They even brought out a little, not bad for a company who said we don't do the blood and guts. There was a little blood in this one.
Yeah.
I know Cody was giddy when he got to well, I won't say the bad word. When he got to do the job, we'll just say.
Yeah.
But Cody was probably happy. AJ even got a little bit too in this. I have questions, but
Conrad, speak on it, bro. If you honestly think the pay-per-view was good, God bless you.
No. I have questions about some of these things. You're gonna hear us. I think each match I'm gonna have something like this almost.
Okay.
Where was Anderson and Gallows? You were there for SmackDown.
Right.
You could have just jumped them. You didn't care. You didn't care about
that would make sense. That would be a good idea. You know what that means. See, here's the thing.
I'm chalking it up to it's just wrestling stuff.
No, I'm not being funny. I'm being very serious. It's an I Quit match, which means no DQ. It's really stupid in theory to write it out where Gallows and Anderson are not involved. Unless we hear on SmackDown that AJ Styles wanted to go at it alone. Yep.
They don't want none. So they brought out handcuffs. Cody was getting whipped with belts, blah, 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 blah. So here's what they did. They kind of rehashed what we saw with another I Quit match somewhere else. I won't say. They handcuff AJ to the ropes, and he quit because Cody picked up the stairs.
Coward.
Not even that. Fine. Maybe that was what they meant to do. He was going to look like a coward, but he still got hit with the stairs anyway. You look like an idiot. Why did you quit?
No, you know who looks like an idiot? Cody Rhodes looks like an idiot.
Now, why do you say that?
Because you ever see somebody who's not tough try to act tough?
Okay. Yeah.
Like they look like a goofball, right? It's like you're out of place. Cody Rhodes in this persona is not the guy that hits somebody with steel stairs after the match is over. Bullet Club Cody Rhodes is, but not this guy. This guy kisses baby. I'm not going to go on a rant again. Kisses babies with ridiculous Cody Rhodes outfits. You want to hear my rant? Listen to a couple weeks ago show. To me, Cody Rhodes, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. For all the stuff, the crap I give you about not just coming out and saying some harsh crap, I gotta look in the mirror and say that I need to say what I need to say also. Cody Rhodes is corny. This current persona of Cody Rhodes is corny. And that's what showed itself to me on Saturday afternoon. We all knew Cody was gonna win, and that's the biggest challenge of a match where you know who's gonna win. Is it being entertaining even though you know who's gonna win, right? Yeah. The match was good. It was an athletically aesthetic contest. But did it deliver 5-star quality? Not in my book.
I didn't have an issue with this. I actually thought this was one of the better matches on the card.
That's not saying much. It was one of the better matches on the card. What?
You gotta let me get to the other stuff.
No, but I'm saying, what happened when you put perfume on crap? It's still crap.
I know, but you're gonna smell what I'm about to smell later.
Oh, I think I like the segue, by the way. Man, you're a professional. That was smooth. That was smooth. I'm serious, by the way. That was smooth. Go ahead.
Hey, so we get to that match. Let's talk the women's tag team titles, the paperweights of the WWE. Because if you ever thought that there was an opportunity for you to care about them, nope, they threw it right out the window again.
Snatched it away.
Stop trying to care about these titles is what they told me. So I'm like, okay, bro. So WWE put themselves in a pickle in my situation here. We talked about it last week. You booked this show and you put a lot of hometown people on it. But if you watch, you watch, and if you know, you know. We knew that most of these people could not win. You even talked me out of a failed prediction I was going to have last week. And this one
I was wrong. I was wrong about – I'm on record. Sean Hubbard was wrong about the tag title match. I was wrong.
What was your prediction? Did we both pick them, right? Or did I?
We both picked who?
The champs to retain, I assume.
Yeah. I'm putting myself on blast because I convinced you.
No, you convinced me for the main event.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Gotcha.
But for this match here, I was convinced later on, though, after thinking about it more and more, this is the only match where you could do the title change.
Okay.
Let's look at the participants here. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire are from Scotland. They're the favorites. Death snapping is part of the podcast. Do not let this deter you.
There you go.
This is Sean and his hashtag Snap Famous shirt.
There you go.
Go get on his.
No, and by the way, coming SummerSlam weekend 2024.
We have Bianca and Jade who've done all right for themselves, and then Shayna Baszler. And by the way, in this match, Shayna Baszler and them were technically screwed. If you are a fan of like what happened in the ring, there was.
Yeah.
Jade must have forgot. I don't know how you tell someone to ease up in wrestling, but I assume she was being choked too hard, maybe? That sounds really bad. But
it's okay. It's okay. Look, Jade. Yeah, go ahead, Conrad. She
was locked in the Karafuda clutch,
right.
And Jade tried to tap, and I think it was the signal, let me go, and you can hear the ref clearly say she's tapping, and it was like, ring the bell then if it's a shoot, but they were like, nope, we're not going to ruin this. And I respect that the ref kept good composure for it, that something was wrong. Oh, the ref didn't see it. Like, commentary had to acknowledge it because the camera shot's like, Sean,
yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
Look, and to your point, sometimes you have to do a clash. Sometimes you have to do a crash holly. Sometimes you have to do a hardcore holly. You have to do it. You have to.
2000.
Yeah, you have to pull the trigger if it's that obvious, bro. Like Jade made a mistake, but you're really insulting the fans if you don't ring the bell.
I don't know.
And insulting the fans are intelligence is what I mean.
Yeah. And I saw a lot of people getting on Jade for like the.
She made a mistake. Come on, leave her alone, man.
Yeah, it wasn't great, and I know afterwards it kind of fumbled around a little bit, like with the big boot. I think sometimes too we talk about less is more, but sometimes I think things get complicated too. Why are we catching someone, big booting someone, then power bombing something like
Right.
enough? That's
Right.
too
Too
much for
much.
one person to try to do.
Great
Let
point,
Jade
Conrad.
catch someone, toss him up, clothesline. Then she could wait around for a second, power bomb someone after. It gets the same effect, I think.
That is
So
a fantastic point you made. Sometimes they overcomplicate things.
yeah, don't overcomplicate it. It seemed like something was wrong with the ropes. I don't know if you saw the ref like signal to AJ
Yes,
something.
yes, yes.
But Sean, if someone said it in the beginning, why didn't someone go fix the ropes?
You know,
Have we not learned from the Rockers and the Hart Foundation? Have we not learned?
well, you made a great point and you diluted it a smidge. Saturday night's main event was taped. They had the opportunity to fix it, and they didn't because they're idiots. I'm not going to call WWE idiots in this regard because how do you fix the ropes during a live show?
Oh, I have a perfect reason. During
Okay.
those stupid 30-minute video packages.
Right. Okay, Conrad. Nice. You're right.
Oh, I was prepared to be on something.
Let's go. Nice.
Guy Will Gamble, I agree that music is trash, by the way. I just had to throw that in there.
Another music theme in WWE that was fine the way it was, and they ruined it.
Right? I'm looking at everybody's comments here. I'm trying to get them all up. But in the end, we had new tag champs. They basically stole the pen. Bianca and Jay Cargill were not pinned.
I mean, and rightfully so, but they shouldn't have lost the titles. For the point that you articulated earlier, bro. You want these tag titles to mean something. You can't have. Oh my god! It just makes me mad all over again, bro. Like, why would you have them lose? In what world would you? Are they? I mean, clearly they're going to face each other at SummerSlam. I'm guessing. I'm talking about Jade and Bianca. I'm guessing because, and the only reason I'm going there is because what other reason would you have to take the titles off of them right now? They should have been champions, Conrad. I believe I said this to you before. Maybe it was off the air. Jade and Bianca should have kept the titles till WrestleMania next year and faced each other as champions.
I think you should have kept them like in that position until you had more tag teams, until the division was ready. Now you've got people who can just beat people until it's ready. And instead, we're here now wondering, like you could have just had them both start wanting, they beat everybody, and then they start having that lust for the singles gold again, both of them. Oh, well, I'll win one here, you win one there. Can't do it because each other's making a mistake for the other one or something. You know how they do in WWE. And then you could have had the tag champs face off at WrestleMania. Boom. They lose the titles the next night or whatever. They have a problem. It was set up for you there. That's where I thought they might have went, but apparently
sounds like a good idea.
Those belts are paperweights, like I said. They mean nothing to them. But just by the way they booked them. If you need a title change, where's those women's tag champs? We'll do it right now. We'll do it right now, sir. Coming right up. That's how they treat him, I feel. I don't know.
WWE sucks.
I'm getting to it right now, and they killed the women's tag titles again. People are saying the botches killed this match unless they turn Jade Hill. Guy Will Gamble says. Jesse's saying, yo, the tag titles got to go, man. The women's tag titles, a.k.a. these belts, we will change for the in-house crowd. Let's see. Remove the tag titles, introduce a mid-card title. Where have I heard that before?
WWE just doesn't.
Interesting. Triple threat match, 7 out of 10. Belair and Cargill were wrongfully to be sacrificial lambs and transitional champions. It's disgraceful.
It is disgraceful. It is disgraceful. In what world? Why should they? They should have been the longest reigning women's tag team champions in the short history of the titles. And they should have faced each other as champions at WrestleMania, like Conrad just said.
Quilly, help me out and post that again, just because I'm too far deep down with some of it here. Let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to scroll back up to Quills. Sorry, Quilly. Just when you got to go all the way back up, sometimes it's a lot of stuff to go through. Yeah, he said it's an absolute atrocity. They only had a 42-day reign. Arguably, two of the biggest names in the women's division can't have a 2-month reign.
Eventually someone's gonna. I'm talking about me now. Eventually, you're gonna get tired of just screaming from the rooftops, and you just kind of just shrug your shoulders and say, they don't care about what you think. Didn't I say that last week? Quilly quoted me earlier today or yesterday on Instagram. WWE doesn't care what you want. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. You want a dominant tag team championship reign to establish the titles? That's what you want? Okay, let's have them lose the title in 42 days. Jey Uso has the number 1 and 2 selling t-shirts in the company. Jey Uso's over like nobody's I've ever seen. You want him to be champion? Okay, let's have him lose every week, every time there's a title in the line. WWE doesn't care what you want. But y'all think Sean is just crazy. Y'all think Sean just likes to. This is a shoot, bro. I am not putting on an act. This is not heel Sean talking. This is the gospel truth. WWE is going to do what WWE wants to do, regardless of what you want. Jade and Bianca losing those belts is ridiculous, Conrad. It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I'll say that. I wasn't a fan. Shout out to Than. I hope I'm saying it right. Than Ute. If I said your name incorrectly, please let me know. And Alfredo Kim in the chat. Welcome. McKinney said if there's any times I can play hot potato with, it's the women's tag. You want to get these women over to be in singles matches for people to care about the round robin, those titles, and get women involved. BJ says to fix those ropes, as someone who's been involved with ring setup, it's not that hard and it doesn't take that long to adjust and test. They even keep a toolbox by the steps, which we've seen them use.
Thank you for clarifying, BJ. You know what? Never have been more happy to be wrong in my life. You know why, BJ? Because you just proved my point again. WWE is stupid. If you can fix the ropes in 5 minutes, why don't you fix the freaking ropes?
Touche. Guy Will Gamble says it sucked for Jay, but honestly, those tag titles would mean even less if they didn't lose them. Given we saw Jay tap, unfortunately. McKinney says, great point, Conrad. In my opinion, they have her doing too much, or she's calling her own spots or doing things on the fly. Jade, she's been a kick punch monster until she approves. No top rope anything. She tried something different. Like I said, I'm not going to fault her for that. I think that's wrong. And I saw the AEW people, har. She was never good. Don't be they were never good person.
Stupid.
Well, it's the same thing like we said with Ricochet. Don't be the har. He was never any good. We never wanted him because they're leaving now. Don't be that person. It's shameful. Jade Bianca only had those for a month. Real thought if this was the plan, but Jade made that mistake. I don't know. Do you think? Can Jade and them win them back? Would you care? Well, obviously no. But
no, they never should have lost them in the first place.
Should they get them back?
No. The what's the word? What's that figure of speech?
Aura?
You can't unring a bell.
Yep, can't put
you can't put
water back in after you dump it out. I don't know.
It's something like that. We'll stick with you can't unring a bell. But yeah, the momentum is gone now.
Yeah. Jocelyn says they gave you what you wanted for the ratings and the views to earn more money. Never about those that watch.
Maybe so.
Candace, welcome. And yeah, maybe that plays a part in it. I don't know. Maybe we're going to talk about Uncle Howdy here in a little bit and the whole what they've got planned for tonight. I don't want WWE diehards to defend this by comparing the tag titles to Willow's TBS title run. It's what it is.
It is what it is.
Isla Dawn comes back to the U.S. No one will care. That's about it. So no one cared about the titles until Bianca and Jade got them. So y'all shouldn't be mad at the reign or the way they lost. Those belts need to change hands every so often to keep women involved.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think a more dominant reign would bring more credibility to the titles.
I think that's what the titles need if you want people to take them serious. I just feel like that's the one belt. If you want to change the title, put them on. Just you could do it then, and I just don't think it's fair. For
what does that do? What does that do to Jade and Bianca?
Or why don't you just build a credible women's tag team? Like have people just be tag teams. You got Katana Chance. Am I saying that right? I hate when they change the names. And Kaden Carter. Like, why didn't you just keep them as a team? Don't do that to them.
That's not working either. That every time I hear that ridiculous music, it's like, oh, here we go.
What do they come out with?
They did a run-in.
Is it the fall thing?
Yeah, they did a run-in last week, and the fans were like, what are they doing out here?
Yo, the fans, I was like, what are you doing here?
Like, you heard the music, and it was like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's that team that had the belts for a couple of weeks. What are they doing out here again? And it's like, by the time the fans figured out who they were, the segment was over.
Oh, my goodness.
They're doing a great job, by the way.
They are. Fabulous.
They're the main event of the main event. Stay that way.
Let's talk here about
Chad Gable
and Sami Zayn.
Jesus Christ.
Does this not look like an unhappy brother? Sami does not look happy in this picture, like at all. At all, Sean. Thoughts on the Intercontinental Championship match? I know a lot of people are going to tell us storytelling right here. Big time.
Look, man. I don't mind that Sami retained, I guess. He shouldn't have retained. It's either this is what WWE does. And I mean very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very even keel on this, all right? That match should have had a payoff. Now, boys and girls, Hunter, Paul, Brucey, Steffi Pooh, the payoff was one of two things, kids. So, Paul, when you have a storyline where the payoff is either Chad Gable wins the title or Otis turns on Chad Gable, here's the thing, Mr. Levesque. You have to pick one. That's the deal. Do you understand, Paul? I understand. Then we get to Scotland. Okay, Paul. We're in Scotland now. We have to make a decision. Is Chad Gable going to win the title? Or is Otis going to turn on Chad Gable? I thought about it, and we're just going to leave everything the way it was before the pay-per-view. Chad's going to lose, and Otis is not going to turn on him at all. Is that okay? What are we doing here, Conrad?
I don't know. This is my one match that I have kind of an issue with, and BJ's bringing up some of the points. First, let's talk the Otis thing.
If I see him carry that girl out the arena one more freaking time.
How many times? Dude, if people are being whipped with belts, if people are threatening to slap, if people are slapping you and telling you what to do, and Otis is sitting here like, but he believed in me. I'm okay with that for a little bit. But Sean, this has been dragging. I'm not even being mean. I looked up the date because me and Jesse were talking about this the night of the show. Dog, this has been. When did the match happen with Gunther? Wasn't that in like October?
October.
We're almost there. Actually, I think it was September. Hold on.
I thought it was October, but it could have been. It was fall. It was fall of 2023.
Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. September 4th of 2023, they wrestled. September 4th. And he won by count out August 21st, 2023. Or at least that's the YouTube channel date. And I assume it's the same day. Dog. We are 2 months away from it being a year when he won by count out to get a title shot. What are we doing? I'm sorry to say this, but they're wasting mad time. You can't. And I'll say this, and this goes for AEW too, just before anyone starts the You're a AEW show. You cannot take too long on some of these stories. I know sometimes you're like, dude, this is so great, and I wanted to have this payoff. It's going to be worth it. You have to pivot. You have to move sometimes. How did Chad Gable lose again? And you're going to convince me he deserves another title shot. 5 times he's lost, Sean. I'm over it. I'm over it. This was your chance to do it. I don't want to hear about, there'll be more heat at Money in the Bank. Maybe they'll do it at SummerSlam if they do a trios match with Sami Zayn, Tozawa, and Otis against them and the Creeds. And I don't care, bro. I don't care. Like, I'm really at that point where I'm like, he's lost too many times. Back of the line, homie.
But when I lose my mind and say WWE doesn't make any sense, I'm being irrational. This is exactly what I'm talking about, bro. And clearly I was being facetious with my Triple H baby voice, but let's be real, bro. Clash of the Castle was supposed to be either Chad Gable wins the belt or Otis turns on Gable. We got neither. Neither.
I think you had to at least drop what you said. You had to at least show like Otis is turning then. And I think the place would have erupted for it.
So stupid.
When are we going to do it? Tonight on Raw?
Right. And you know what? Knowing them, they probably will do some crap like that. The pay-per-view, by the way, can you feel any more sorry for Scotland?
Scotland? Go ahead. Make your point on Scotland. Because I'm going to say something
that's my point. Scotland certainly didn't get anything they were hoping for, except maybe the women's tag team titles. Yeah. And even that was like, I guess.
Well, for the price they paid, those seats are rough, man. That's premier seating,
go ahead,
premium.
Bro. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this. We make all these jokes about Jey Uso and stuff a couple weeks ago, a couple clashes ago, and now thinking about it, Chad Gable's in that exact same predicament. Why don't we put Chad Gable in Money in the Bank? Let's just say we do that. If he wins, what's he gonna do? Cash in on Sami Zayn? Is that the big plan? Was that your great idea? You know what I mean? Like, that's not good.
Let me take your point to another level, bro. A very strong point, by the way, Conrad. And I'm going to kind of double stack that point with something that Guy Will Gamble said about a month ago. What if Jey Uso wins the Money in the Bank and cashes in with his brother for the tag belts? I know we all laughed when he said it. I know we all chuckled just now when you said cash in on Sami Zayn. Chad Gable. WWE does stuff like this, bro. It's not beyond the realm of possibility to see Jay win the Money in the Bank and cash in the tag team titles with his brother. It's not beyond the realm of possibility that Chad Gable wins Money in the Bank and cashes in on Sami Zayn.
Who wrote that theory, cash in? Who was in charge of that?
It wasn't the guy that was in charge before.
Just pointing it out there because a lot of people.
But Triple H is doing a hell of a job. The greatest, something like I said on Hubbonomics one episode. It's real easy to knock WrestleMania out the park when the whole Hall of Fame interferes in the match. WrestleMania was crazy. If I have The Rock and Undertaker and the Usos and Solo and John Cena, it's kind of hard to screw that up, wouldn't you say? Triple H ain't knocking nothing out the park. This show is still mid.
Right, and we've been saying it for a while. Listen, me and Sean started this show. This is the Triple H synopsis. If you ever wanted to hear it.
Yes, it is.
Our show, our podcast started that week. He took over. I know that BKM came in and vetoed some decisions and changed some things. A little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't even allowed to be
moderately.
There, really.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know who he was telling what to do and all that, but whatever. I don't care about any of that.
The only thing I think that he pivoted on was Austin Theory.
In the Mania finish for 39, I probably will say he probably said,
Fair enough.
Roman went to him and said, I think it would be better if I kept it. Whatever, though. A few things changed, and the night after Mania sucked. Other than that, though, I think Triple H has pretty much gotten his way for mostly everything else. Sure looks like it, right? And I see people talking about it. If Sammy should have lost, but if they're waiting until Canada, it might be too late. The death's there at the end. could create another match. And I saw people saying that was storytelling too. Bro, if you say AEW is not telling stories, then I'm sorry I have to bring this up and make a comparison. But you're not going to tell me that a stare is storytelling. Please stop right now. Please stop. Because I'm going to tell you that them 5 losses is storytelling to me. Storytelling of get this guy to the back of the line. I don't want to see it. Go form your new group and then climb back up and then make me interested again. Because right now, I'm not. This is the same dude who at the beginning of the year was losing to Ivar, Bronson Reed. Please stop. Please stop.
And it's not to say, and I don't want to speak for you, but I think I'm fairly confident in what I'm about to say. It's not that we're saying Chad Gable doesn't deserve it, but they have storylined him into a box.
Everybody doesn't need the 6-month build. I know it worked with Roman and the Bloodline. That was great. That was fine.
Lightning in a bottle. Lightning in a bottle.
Interested, and you even got it back with The Rock. You got us back interested in it. Are we interested now? Oh, we forgot to bring that up with the Cody match too. Solo coming out. I'm sorry to say that did not look good.
Stupid.
I did not care. And I don't know if the big idea is that they're going to do the trios match. I know both of these guys aren't going to do a trio.
BJ.
It's just boo-boo. Like, that's all I can say. Like, I don't care. Cody is screwed on SmackDown. I hope you guys know this. Until The Rock or Roman's back, Cody is screwed. They don't have a lot of people. They even had to tease Randy Orton looking at the title.
And this is why I think you get it, Conrad. I think you get it. But this is why people don't understand. I'm not saying Cody Rhodes is not good. Cody Rhodes is excellent. But he's being booked terribly. How come I'm the only one? Well, you see, how come we're the only ones to see this? I'm not saying Cody Rhodes sucks. Have you ever heard me say Cody Rhodes sucks?
I think
Cody Rhodes doesn't suck.
Cody Rhodes' issue is he doesn't have any
opponents.
Dance partner. He doesn't have dance partners for him to beat right now because they don't have strong enough people. You're breaking up your tag champions. They're together, and you're going to break them up, and they don't get burned on these PLEs. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's just weird.
These rants that I go on are not for no reason. Cody is being booked awfully right now.
Let me say this too. Guy Will Gamble, I don't want to change how you feel about this show. You feel the way you feel about it?
I do. Guy Will Gamble, we agree on a lot of stuff. I don't know what you saw on Saturday afternoon, bro. I don't know what you were watching.
No, but he's saying we're making sense.
Yeah, no doubt. He's one thing about Guy Will Gamble, he'll open his mind and think outside the box.
Right. I'm looking at BJ saying I'm trying to catch up to everybody. Let me see here. Appreciate you, BJ. I'm looking forward to your comments. They had you locked in, they said. Guy Will Gamble, you guys are funny. Theory cashed in for that U.S. title. What a waste, clown. That's all I was making the point of. What a waste that was. I completely agree, but as Jesse said, this is the down season for WrestleMania. Problem for me is they're booking it like there should be no interest. Guy Will Gamble. Here's another thing I'm getting annoyed by, and I told my friend this the other week too. And I know it's going to be, well, Conrad, that's just reality. People treat WWE like it's some insert whatever big company you want. They're Disney. They can make these mistakes. What's AEW's down season? When are you like, well, it's okay that they're not selling out? They're down right now. No.
It's complete double standard, Conrad.
It's complete another. You better be glad that this is the PG show. Yeah. It's garbage is what it is. And that's what I would tell you from a business standpoint. That's garbage. You can't do that. And what I'm saying here is, have they done a great job with the storytelling in this? Absolutely. But you're not pulling the trigger. That's what we want you to do. You got to make something happen. And if you don't strike when the iron's hot, don't be surprised when someone gets Dolph Ziggler. And that's how I'm feeling right now. And I'm sorry if you disagree, but that's how I'm feeling.
Here's the thing, bro. It's hard for me now, after all this time, to talk about Jey Uso without people thinking I'm being a homer. But please bear with me. How long has Jey Uso been over? Like over? How long, in your opinion?
I would say I'm going to go back to the Usos' long tag title reign. When they were putting on bangers.
A year. At least a year.
I'd say longer, but yeah.
Maybe no, at least a year, right? Longer.
I'm before 39 even.
So, what is WWE waiting for? And just to prove I'm not being a homer, when it comes to Chad Gable, what is WWE waiting for? When it comes to these guys that are clearly over, Jay in a babyface way, Gable in a heel way, what are they waiting for?
But I saw people saying that we want instant gratification. That's another cop-out for Triple H's booking. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. And you know who I'm talking about, too. I would put up the Triple H meme, but I won't do that to that person. So, yeah, that's exactly how I feel, Guy Will Gamble. It's all good, bro. Quill says, I know I sound like a broken record, but WWE is the epitome of incompetence. That's why I was pushing back on that so much. Wrestling is one long story. You got to continuously tell it. Everything important can't just happen at WrestleMania. That's another thing that I was telling someone this week. We were talking about SummerSlams where you do, you culminate things at WrestleMania. And I said, then why would I want to go to give me a B pay-per-view, Sean? Backlash. Why would I want to go to Backlash then if it's in my town? Who cares? If you're not going to give me anything.
And by the way, what have they done to Survivor Series?
That was the specific night too.
Agreed, and Lizzie, 100%. What did they do to Survivor Series? Survivor Series has become a joke.
I don't like that you do war games for the sake of war games, and this goes for Blood and Guts too. It's that time of year. No, you do the match when it calls to do the match.
When it calls for, thank you.
You do Hell in a Cell when it calls to do Hell in a Cell.
I mean, all of a sudden, it's like October 25th, October 21st, and all of a sudden, you see 4 guys becoming friends, and those 4 guys have an issue with the Judgment Day.
The Teamsters are back, dude, and we're coming. My man Diesel.
And all of a sudden, they're fighting, and when you blink your eyes, there's 4 guys on this side, and there's 4 guys on that side, and here comes Adam Pearce, or here comes, what's the other guy's name on SmackDown?
Nick Aldis.
Here comes Nick Aldis, and for some reason, they look to the right, and there's 4 guys over here, and they look to the left, and there's the Judgment Day, and they say, we got to settle this in war games. Shut up.
Call Regal too.
And by the way, always Judgment Day.
Oh.
Every year, Judgment Day. And speaking of Judgment Day, this was Piper Niven's because she'll never be in a world title match again.
People ask what other world title match did Piper Niven have that deserves such clout? No, I do actually remember a good match, Sean. That's kind of slept on.
I'm sure you do.
Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble. Now, it was obviously one of those matches where you're going to obviously not win, but I thought that Piper Niven did a great job. I think that she's better than the spot she's given, but she did fine here against Bayley, and I feel sad for Bayley in this, Sean, because Bayley is the neglected champion. Once again, just someone that doesn't get enough burn, not on the posters, not being given anything, and I feel like we're going to get to the point in... Is it 2 pay-per-view SummerSlam?
Mm-hmm.
You got Money in the Bank than that? We know what the fate's going to be. And I like Bayley.
Piper Niven has the potential and credentials to be a top female wrestler in the entire company. But how can you get there if you have a 2-week storyline that is putting you in a match because you're from Scotland? Because that was what it was. It was a Scottish appreciation pay-per-view. Piper Niven's storyline, when did she attack Bayley? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. How is that a story? And to your point, how is that doing Bayley any kind of service? How is that putting Bayley in a position to tell a story, to be a champion? to interact with her opponent. They had an attack one week and a face-to-face stare down the next week, and then a match. It's pathetic. It's lazy, Conrad. Conrad, do you think I just hate WWE because I like to hate WWE? Do you think I'm just like a hater? Be honest. You can tell me.
No. I mean, listen, I'm going to tell you guys some insider baseball stuff. When I picked Sean to do this show, it was actually because of his history knowledge of the product of WWF. I also picked Sean to do this show because Sean was very knowledgeable about the WWE, and I thought Sean was going to balance me out. I feel like I have to balance Sean out now because he's been so upset with the product. But it's true, and I just think that we're not the usual content creators on here. I'm going to tell you that I think some of this stuff is BS. I'm sorry. It is. It's not good. Bailey is being who just said it? Matt Lopez. Bailey's underappreciated, undervalued, and unjustly misused. I know Bailey's trying to act like it's all good, but she's the world champ, and she's not doing anything better than this. It ain't like SmackDown's filled with like tons of good stuff. I'm just keeping it a buck. On Fridays, are you like, man, can't wait to call? I call Sean when The Rock comes on TV.
That's
on
the
Friday nights.
Because he knows I'm not watching, so he has to inform me that just in case you're not watching, The Rock popped up, and then I'll turn the channel.
But
thank you, by the way, for that.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, I agree with Quills. It was a solid match here. It was fine. Piper Niven's a former tag team champion. That should count for something. We just said, though, those belts mean nothing. But those titles mean nothing to the fans. Had they built this from the time Bailey got the belt, it would have been better. But agreed. Jesse said yes.
Jesse thinks I'm a hater because of my commentary on Cody Rhodes. I don't dislike Cody Rhodes. I dislike how he's booked.
Piper Niven was best at NXT UK. I agree, Quills. WWE has little respect for Bailey. Put her on the poster, even when she won the Royal Rumble. I ain't gonna say.
And by the way, she's coming back soon.
She will be cashing in, I believe, after SummerSlam. That's Charlotte in the bank. It's time. Piper Niven could be a monster heel with or without Chelsea Green. And I think Chelsea plays her part too. I think she was just given a character. She's trying to play the character to the best of her ability. I actually don't mind Chelsea. I get what she's trying to do. Sean's a heel. Conrad is the baby face. Yeah. I'd say I'm between her.
I received that, McKinney. I don't mind being a heel. By the way, Chelsea Green starting to grow on me a little bit. I can't believe I'm saying that, but give her some more microphone time. Maybe she'll surprise you.
Right? Like I said, I have no issues with her. She was actually one of my favorites when she was on Tough Enough, truly speaking. Let's get to this main event here.
Oh, God.
McDrew against Damian Priest.
Where did that come from?
My grandfather.
Nice.
I won't say it. A friend of the family came over, and he was getting so mad at my grandfather one night, and he kept calling him Mac, whatever the name was. And everybody was, Mac Conrad, how are you? Mac Sean, hi. This is what happens when people start drinking at barbecues and stuff. So
you know what? And I get a lot of Sean too, because Sean is an Irish name, by the way.
This person was getting so mad, and he kept saying it, and there was nothing this person could say because he was trying to stay in my grandfather's good graces that night, and we were just crying eventually, like the eyes were watering because you just kept hearing him say it. So anytime I get the chance to bring up McDrew,
I love that.
They went for it. Priest.
That's dope. That's dope.
Shout out to Grandpa for Father's Day as well. Sent me a nice steak. I appreciate that. Off
beautiful,
the grill.
Beautiful.
This is the match. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say something positive to start. I think Damian Priest showed his guts and showed that he can perform at a top tier level for anyone who doubted him here. I don't think there should have been a point of doubt that he could perform at this level. I don't know if the interest is there from the fan standpoint, but Priest showed that I'm willing to try and I'll do whatever it takes. Now, those ropes caught him once again. I felt bad for him here. And that leg, as someone who played basketball in high school, dog, that did not look good the way it bent. I know he said his ankle felt like trash. I was scared for him here. Thank goodness those aren't cable ropes.
Yes.
Because he might have snapped his leg.
I mean, big shout out to Damian Priest for playing injured. Damian Priest earned my respect on Saturday. I'll give you that.
And so did Drew. Drew did a great job playing along. Because then when the fans were like, "You're the heel. What are you doing? Can't win if he's in the ropes, you idiots." And then he threw him back in and was able to do that. Good call. Just the way to do it, right? And I'm going to play through this match a little bit. We go through the referees there. The ref dodges a ref bump, and I was like, yay, finally, somebody saw it coming.
A very athletic move on his part.
It was, until he went flying back into the barricade right after because they caught him that time. Down he goes. WWE. I know everyone's going to say this was shot so great. I knew exactly what they were doing, but respect to them for trying to fool anybody they could. And I'm sure they got some people. A referee comes running out. He goes in. He slides into the ring. 1, 2. And I thought they were going to do the Shane McMahon.
Well, that would have been even better.
But PG Punk in the house, he said 2. And Drew had the pen for 8 seconds, I would say. And he said, sorry, 2 count. Drew got up furious, and that's why this is the thumbnail from here. He went to grab Punk. Punk took him to Glizzy Kick City, and down he goes. Priest hits the choke slam. 1, 2, 3. Priest retains.
I liked it.
I wasn't mad at it.
I liked it. This is why this pay-per-view wasn't a D. This match was an A-, and the pay-per-view was a C-. That it pulled it up from a D. Because CM Punk interfering in that match, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I do think Scotland deserves better, because that's twice their hometown boy is not one. But
they keep playing with these people.
Yeah,
that was sad.
They really do. They really do. But listen, man, that was well done. I can't lie. CM Punk running in the camera angle, I knew what was going on too, but I was like, there's somebody who doesn't know that's CM Punk. And when they turned the camera around, and Michael Cole sold it very well, and big shout out to Wade Barrett, who was infuriated.
That's what we need, a heel, though.
Yes. CM Punk should be fired. That's my Wade Barrett book. CM Punk should be fired.
I've got some bad news. Cool said in Conrad's voice. I'm gonna hit you with the Gomez voice. Shot Yeah, he just never come out. Jocelyn says, from what I'm hearing, Cody is just like Thunder Rosa. We cheer for her during the chase, celebrated her win, and became boring. It depends on your outlook for Cody. People are still screaming his music and stuff. I can't say that it's gotten to the point
women
where
women and children, yes.
They're feeling it. Dude, they're singing that song in the arena. I'm like, what's up? That's the new thing, too, to sing someone's theme or in Triple H.
Marks are all over.
I don't like that word. I will not use that word, but that is Sean's opinion. CM
Punk should be fired. I don't know why I like hearing myself say that. That was pretty good.
No, it's a good Wade Barrett impression, I'd say.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
The rope probably saved him. Yes, because Priest could have definitely broke his neck on the apron.
Neck,
luckily,
leg, it could have been catastrophic.
Yeah, Andy says Triple H is a clown for not stopping CM Punk from screwing Drew. Them's the breaks, kid. Remember, ref's decision's final.
You know what else is final? CM Punk should be fired.
In the UK, holding up 2 like Stone Cold fingers here. I appreciate you, Beach. Quill says 6.5 out of 10. I hate ref bumps. We all knew that Punk would show up. Yeah, that's when the shenanigans are going to kick in, though. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, shout out to Quilly. We knew he would show up, but we didn't know he'd show up in a ref shirt.
He said it's Wabbit season, duck season.
CM Punk should be fired.
Yeah, McKinney says solid match, scary spot. Glad he's okay. I called the visual pin, but the way the title shot was Chef's kiss. Didn't see CM Punk being the ref. I thought he was coming. Yeah, I thought they did it well. Sean kind of gave his thoughts. I'm a little higher on it than Sean was. I thought we did get 3 really good matches, but my issue, and I think a lot of people are shocked that I'm really mad about the Intercontinental title. I think I might be more mad about that than anything. The Intercontinental one is frustrating to me completely. Triple H was, they did do a press conference.
This guy.
He got hit with some hard hitters in this one.
His face annoys me.
We had a great show. We charged you $938 per ticket. Highest selling gate ever in Scotland. And how about those donuts? Phil shouldn't be eating donuts. He does crazy things when he gets sugar in his body.
He is such a clown, man.
Yo,
oh my God.
And I'll just say this. The only thing that he really said that aggravated me, Sean, was the whole, yes, because Punk had brought up from years ago all of his complaints, if you remember, in the podcast with Colt Cabana.
Yeah, Triple H had to be immature and jab him.
Oh, no, he didn't jab him.
No, he did jab him. That was a dig, a low-key dig. You know, WWE may have changed, but so did Phil.
But Triple H played himself too, I thought, in his comments, because he said, I wanted the same things he wanted. So why didn't you do them then? What? That's all I was thinking while watching this. This press conference, nothing really to go back and write home about. Punk made some comments. He did yell at someone who tried to suggest that possibly he starts his feud with Drew in a Hell in a Cell match, which I agree is ludicrous. And I'm glad Punk kind of was like, yeah, no.
Yep, when I move, you move, just like that.
So, yeah, we'll leave this show where it is, man. It's what it's going to be. It's going to be what it's going to be.
It's going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's where we're leaving it. Till the next one in Toronto, folks. Make sure you tune into Sean's channel as they do a post-show review over there on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly.
James, Crystal, and hopefully Jesse as well.
Yes, I'll be sure to be in the chat room for that one. I'll be back soon as I'm available. I have a rough schedule during some of these times.
CM Punk should be fired. I'm really enjoying that.
No, Wade Barrett should be on TV more. Well, he probably is on SmackDown, but I tune out half of it because I'm so annoyed with parts of the show. Kyra's Triple H voice will always be priceless. I love it. For the suckers who paid $300 for this 5-card disgrace, I feel bad for you. Come on,
I know
now.
M. Leezy was trying to actually be kind and saying what he said, but basically M. Leezy indirectly was like, "You freaking morons!"
Is this a botched pay-per-view or PLE?
I'll be damned if I pay.
No, I wouldn't talk bad about the performers, especially the stuff with the ropes, man. That's not on them. You know, I'll leave it at that for right now. And I'm going to bookmark this chapter here, and I'm actually keeping these because I've been trying to include when these things end for you guys in the bookmarks. So I hope you guys appreciate that. And Sean, let's move into another world, shall we? We had TNA Against All Odds that happened. Interesting show. Very proud of the matchups that we saw. I was a big fan of the Josh Alexander, Eric Young versus ABC. Mike Santana, Steve Macklin, and the Rascals. I thought Ali and Trent Seven did a great job. Tag title match left some to be desired. Good job to Nick Nemeth and his team. Jordan Grace, she got to face Tatum Paxley from NXT. How about that trade-off? You never know who's going to show up. Matt Hardy versus Moose. Matt Hardy took that L. But as Sean is alluding to, you know who came back. Let him know, Sean.
I love Jeff Hardy. He's about 1 million years old, but I love Jeff Hardy. And I like the fact that he has one more chance to be successful. Jeff Hardy saved his brother, Nick Nemeth, his brother, and his wife, and whoever else. But Jeff Hardy's back. I'm really happy that Jeff Hardy's back. I like Jeff Hardy. I think Jeff Hardy has burned through every chance he has in professional wrestling. But there's something about that guy I like. I think Jeff Hardy has a problem, no question. But Jeff Hardy, I think, loves professional wrestling. This guy will wrestle until he's no longer on Earth. I just hope he gets himself together. I'm happy. I'm always happy to see Jeff Hardy sober.
I'm sure this will be a short segment.
Oh, that's an awesome picture. Look at that. Look at those young kids.
Yes. Yes.
Look at Rebecca Hardy. Good God.
Nick Nemeth, his brother, the Hardys, Rebecca Hardy or Rebby Hardy, Rebby Sky. Joe Hendry, the star right here. He actually got a pretty big pop. He's the one to watch out for, I would say. Listen, man, Jeff Hardy's had a lot of chances. I ain't gonna sugarcoat this, bro. If anyone's like, man, why did Tony do that? He should have did it. He probably should have did it a long time ago. I don't even listen. They got to come out with their music, all that. I'm just glad it wasn't that Modest song. I'm glad it wasn't that what was their group called it with Hogan and all them? Immortal. I'm glad it wasn't that theme. Yeah. With that horrible title. Good.
Conrad, you are being very inappropriate.
Jeff Hardy smoking cigarettes to the ring. Yeah, because that was a good idea for the Giant. Stop doing this. Newport doesn't want to sponsor TNA, so we don't care. It's just, I'm over Jeff, honestly, and I'm a Matt Hardy fan. I'm over Matt, too, all right? Maybe if you get that Hall of Fame induction in WWE, they'll let you get one last run in. I don't know what else to say. This is the spot you're in. You want to wrestle? This is where you're going to wrestle. That's all I got, man. Like, I don't really have a lot else to say about it.
I don't have a retort for what you said because everything you said was right. But I just like Jeff Hardy.
I want Jeff Hardy to get help too. I'd rather him be healthy than be in the ring right now. That's what I say.
Now that I agree with 100%. But since he's back, I hope he does well.
Me too.
He can still do that swanton bomb. I'll tell you that.
He hit it very nicely, but he's been off for quite a while since that injury with Sammy Guevara. How Jeff Hardy come back before Sammy Guevara?
Touche. I'll give you that. Touche.
What are we doing here, people? I don't know what's going on in the world of pro wrestling. But Against All Odds was a good show, and I just want people to peep this. I know everyone thinks this whole, like, TNA's working with WWE. This is great for business. I don't know if this is to say we don't have a monopoly. We work with other companies. We help. It's a smart business move by WWE. But TNA ain't getting nothing worth a while.
Not a darn thing.
Not a darn thing. So if you're okay with, like, yeah, we work with WWE, feel free to be under their thumb.
100.
But it's what it is.
Talk your talk, Conrad.
I hope that you're happy. I know that you're making changes, and I hope that you continue to make changes for the positive because we need more TNAs in the wrestling world. I'll say that. More places for people to work. You are all loved and appreciated over at TNA, and I mean that. I'm going to the comments here real quick. Yo, McKinney, stop making me laugh with your score here. I just saw that. TNA had a good one. I should have watched TNA instead of SmackDown. We are probably getting the Hardys versus the System for the tag titles. I believe you're going to get the Hardys winning those tag titles.
Which is never a bad thing, bro. Which is never a bad thing. I don't have a problem. I really don't, bro. I don't have a problem with it. They're like, the Hardys are still awesome. They just have issues.
Well, my beef with Matt Hardy is the kissing up to the Young Bucks and all that stuff. I didn't
that pissed me off. I agree.
That was, and look where you are now, Matt. Yeah, they took good care of you. They took real good care of you.
I'll give you that. You make a solid point when you say that.
Stop sticking up for people is what I'm saying. You should have probably stayed out of it. And everybody acts like they saw everything. I could have sworn you weren't on the witness statements and you weren't suspended, so I don't think you were really there and saw what happened. That's just me talking, though.
Touche.
So, and while you're throwing stones at CM Punk, you better catch him for your brother, because that's who you lobbied to get over there, and he blew it big time in the first couple months. He screwed up big. They should strap the rocket to Joe Hendry. I agree. I think Joe Hendry should get the shot at Slammiversary right now. Also, people better be thanking TK for that moment. Yeah, I think he did let him out of his contract a little earlier than he had to. He said he let him out a day early and gave them the theme he bought for them. I know everyone thinks that was free domain, BJ. I got to look that up just to be sure. led the prohibited portals being used. Hardys are free agents. Do we think Joe Hendry shows up tomorrow for the NXT 25-man battle royal for the NXT title at Heat?
I actually do.
Yeah, of course they're going to send their top star over there. Who they going to send you? Dante Chen? Stop doing this. Sean, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You're not wrong about a darn thing, bro.
I wouldn't be giving you jack. I would have been like, yo, send me Natalya at least. They didn't even give you Natalya.
You're 100% right. You're 100%. I didn't know you were going to say that. That's facts, bro.
And Dante Chen beat Brian Pillman. You know what? No, I'm going to get into this a little bit. Cody Rhodes, too, that little snide remark. Don't ever let me hear him say, I don't say anything bad about AEW. That little cute curtsy he did. That's fine. But don't ever act all high and mighty anymore. And then Tony Khan. Let me tell you, Tony Khan didn't say nothing this time.
No, he didn't.
I didn't hear no praise for him either for not speaking on it. Good job, Tony. That's what he should do because their ratings are so low and they can't put people in the building.
Exactly.
Can't have it both ways.
Exactly.
He didn't say nothing.
Conrad, you are in your bag tonight, bro.
Cody thought it was cute. Ethan Page is new. I'm sure he can't say anything. Lexis King, I don't know how much shoe polish they put in that beard. I don't know if it's seeping into that brain, but you better tell them to start booking you better because he lost to Dante Chen twice, bro. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous, bro. Have you seen Lexis King? No, I'm not done. Have you seen Lexis King on the NXT PLE? Someone tell me. I haven't.
No, sir.
I haven't. Get ready to lose the trick because that's what you're going to be doing. Sorry for you, brother. All right? Get it together, people, while you're talking all this foolishness. All right? Har, har, har. It was funny to make fun of it. Don't let Cody get away with saying, I would never do anything to hurt AEW. Now, Punk, I get it. Punk's got an axe to grind. But Cody's the one, I love AEW. And you ain't politician me on this, all right? You did what you did there. That's fine. I'll remember that. I'll remember it, though. And I know people don't like when you remember stuff. Wait. Well, the WWE rub didn't help TNA after Jordan was on NXT twice, but it opened the door for people. Oh, yeah. Remember when AEW was like, oh, they suck. They did nothing for TNA. I guess Kenny Omega wasn't enough for you. I guess sending people, you gave us the Good Brothers. AEW should have been mad. What is this? They let you use Private Party. That's fine, but the Good Brothers was the trade? Come on, fam. And I know they were trying to get jobs too, and Tony probably was like, nah, I'm good. I know Tony vetoed that. I could just tell. He was like, nah, I'm good. Remember when you blew off that interview to go sign with WWE for them 5-year contracts? I'm good. See you later. Maybe if you go to New Japan, we'll use you for a show. Bye. Bye. What are they doing now?
I don't disagree with that decision either.
They lost at NXT Battleground. You can't beat Axiom. Why are you with AJ? Why would he want you? I'm sorry.
Yo,
Jeff came back.
Conrad. Golly.
Are you guys watching Josh Barnett's Bloodsport Bushido Saturday on Triller TV? Yes, I am.
Definitely will be, yes.
That looks good. Jordan Grace losing to Roxanne Perez is evidence of that. Yes. Yeah. I would have made the title switch there. It wouldn't have hurt. I think me
100%.
That.
100%.
BJ said it was free domain and TK bought it. So Tony Khan owns the song. Did not know that. I'll laugh if Dante Chen wins that battle royal. Listen, his finisher is a junk swing to the head. I got nothing, man. Lexis King beat Dante in a cane match last week. I know he did, but it's too late. He lost twice to him. I don't care. Shout out to Axiom, though. Yeah, Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Good job, guys. Good job. Now, if you want to hear us get even more upset, we're going to move on to who killed.
Who, by God, killed WCW?
What are we doing, bro?
Here's the hint. You know, Conrad, let me be coy about it. No, put the camera back on me, Conrad. Both of us. I'm going to be look, sometimes you got to be subtle about these things, right? No, take the thing off. Just me and you. Sometimes you have to be subtle about these things, right? I promise you that I will be subtle. I'm not going to go off the rails, okay? So we're going to be very subtle for our viewers about who killed WCW. We're not going to just give it away, all right? Because there's a lot of things that killed WCW, right? You know, so let's be coy about this. Let's be professional. It was Goldberg.
Here he goes. If you guys want a little snippet in the Hubbanomics, there's a lot of Goldberg slander, a lot of Goldberg burial going on.
I can't stand that SOB. I swear to God.
This episode 2, did not make Goldberg or Kevin Nash, in my opinion, look great.
You know what? That's a good point.
By the clippings, too, of it. Because I've heard Kevin Nash talk about this stuff, and he has sounded way better than he did here. And I don't know if he's just frustrated talking about the topics or what, but
he did seem a little smug.
Yeah.
But Goldberg seemed like a complete freaking moron. And a very entitled so-and-so, too, wouldn't you say? Like, I mean, not much remorse for ending Bret Hart's career.
Yeah. It was in a rough spot, man.
What a clown that guy is. Man, I'd fight him, and I'd probably lose, but I would fight him. I swear I would. I would fight that guy. Because he has, all jokes aside, he seems to have no remorse for the things he's done.
Well, he said he has apologized. I don't know how you feel about that.
Please. How many times are you going to spear somebody? And look, 10-year-old Conrad, 10-year-old Sean, 12-year-old Conrad, 12-year-old Sean, we were wrapped up in it too, right? But let's think about this as adults. He destroyed people with that freaking move.
Oh, yeah, you were taking a real football tackle.
He hurt people with that move. How many times does somebody have to say to you, bro, stop. Bro, you're hurting me. How many more times? And also, when is somebody like Eric Bischoff going to step in and say, yo, you got to stop this or I'm going to fire you?
Tough when he's your cash cow.
I mean, yes, that's true. It's easier said than done, but I agree.
I think they blew it with him, too, and I think that him being around the likes of Hogan, Hall, Nash, insert whatever names were at the top, messed with his head a lot, too. When he probably should have been listening to Brett, he was listening to them, and they're saying, brother, you've already got the money. You got this, you got that. And Nash said, well, there's more money in the chase. That wasn't the time to do that, though, I still don't think. I want to get your opinion. We're going to go into, and I know, shout out to Guy Evans. This is his book, Nitro. Guy, giving you a plug because I'm using the picture here. But this is Starcade 98, this picture, and that's why I had this up.
That is an epic moment right there.
It is. Nothing better. I thought the taser spot was cool as a kid. I know some people didn't.
And the fans, Kevin Wright was right about one thing. The fans did cheer.
They did, because the Wolfpack was over.
Yeah.
More on how that got ruined in a second. So he hits him with the stumble bomb. After he got hit with the taser, Goldberg's still shaking. I can remember the cell still to this day. No, I can't. Nash pens him 1, 2, 3. It's over. Nash wins the title. Was that the right call? It was shocking at the time. I remember it. Like, Goldberg finally lost to Nash. That's who they picked to end the streak. Okay. I don't know if Nash had the book. That's been argued for a long time. Nash did say he offered to help Bischoff with it when he said, I probably should have just told him, hey, do you want to go out to the strip club and I'll pay? Instead, he said, I'll help you. What's the problems you're having? Maybe not so good.
If Nash had the book, which is highly rumored that he did, he says he didn't have it till later.
Right.
If he had the book, then that's effed up. You don't book yourself to win a world title and somebody's streak. But hindsight being 2020, he never should have been. Well, first of all, logistically, he was never 173-0 to begin with. But fictitiously, he was 173-0. He needed the streak. Never should have been what it was, bro. Like, Goldberg didn't deserve that.
The streak wasn't what it was.
Yo, Goldberg, think about the people who Goldberg steamrolled. Diamond Dallas Page, Kevin Nash before Kevin Nash won.
DDP was one of the people I thought could have beat him.
Yes, DDP and Halloween Havoc. Kurt Hennig. Goldberg rolled Sting.
Bro,
rolled Sting.
Bro, Kurt Hennig at Bash at the Beach was the world title match days after you did the biggest match you could do on Nitro. But let me say this. I'm going to give Kevin Nash a little kudos because he had brought this up. If what they're saying is true and they did, I'm going to use their words, creative accounting, if they were able to say Turner is taking the money for all the pay-per-views, so they're not getting that revenue, and that was their biggest source of money, right? We're selling pay-per-views right now. We don't get any of that money because it goes back to Turner. Does it make sense for them then to just focus on the ratings because that's all they're going to get within the company that they're owned by and set up from?
I don't blame them for focus. You're right. It's more conducive for them to focus on the ratings. However, the problem becomes when you lose in the ratings, then where do you go? Because that was the key. If you're going to continue focusing on Monday nights, you can't do finger pokes of doom.
Let me ask you this in today's context, and we can even put this in AEW context. AEW puts on great pay-per-views every week, right?
I would think so.
Or every month, I should say. Or
that's why I was confused by your question. Sorry. Yes. He does.
But Dynamite comes on. Dynamite comes on every week, and despite a great pay-per-view, it's not translating over to watching Dynamite.
It's not translating as it relates to view. It's not translating as it relates to ticket sales.
Do these things connect together? Is my point. Do these things work together?
I think there's a lot of parallels between AEW and WCW. I don't think that's one of them. I think WCW was selling out everywhere they went. AEW doesn't have a TV problem. WCW had a TV problem.
Elaborate more on that. No, I want your further thoughts.
The ratings are not what's killing AEW, though the ratings should be higher. There's more access to social media. Well, there's more access to things behind the scenes because of social media in 2024. We would not know that AEW is only selling out half their crowd if somebody in the audience wasn't filming the empty side of the arena and putting it out on TikTok. So
and it makes you wonder, are you a fan doing that as well?
Exactly. It's not helping. So to fast forward to answer your question, that's the issue with AEW compared to WCW. Perception. Because you know what happens when somebody sees a half-empty arena on TikTok? They're going to just second-guess going. Like, they might have been, like, on the fence about, should I go to Dynamite this week? Dynamite's coming to my town. And never mind. Nobody else is going anyway. Because the TV product looks legit because of the way they set up the cameras. So WCW had a TV problem. WCW put all their figurative tips to the middle of the table and said, we must win every Monday night. And for 83 weeks, they did. But the problem is on the 84th week when they lost, they didn't know how to recover. It's similar to Tank Davis versus Frank Martin boxing match that took place this past Saturday night. Frank Martin outboxed Tank Davis for the first half of that fight.
By the rounds.
Yes, Frank Martin outboxed Tank Davis for the first half of that fight. Frank Martin had a good strategy. Frank Martin stayed on the outside. Frank Martin worked the ropes. Frank Martin worked and used his athleticism to keep his distance, and he won 5 out of the first 7 rounds. The problem is, though, once Tank Davis put the heat on Frank Martin didn't have an answer. Same thing, same analogy as it relates to WCW. When WWE
kind of froze on the kill too, which WCW did. I'm sorry, I just wanted to put that in there. Yeah. They froze on the kill. He had him at one point. I'm like, go, and he didn't go in. Well said. WCW had them against the ropes and get him.
Well said. when you have my guy Derek, I see you, brother. When you have, allow me a moment to flow with this analogy. When you're Frank Martin and you're the underdog and you're winning, you must find a way to sustain your winning formula even when the favorite, see where I'm going with this, starts to come back. Tank Davis started to arrive in round 7. WWE started to arrive in April of 1998. WCW should not have expected to win 83 weeks in a row. Why would you expect to win 83 weeks in a row? Your opponent is the #1 professional wrestling company in the world. So when you win 83 weeks in a row, you need to have the same urgency as when you were losing in 1994. Tank Davis overpowered Frank Martin because Frank Martin could not sustain what got him to the middle of the fight. WWE knocked out WCW because WCW could not sustain what had them win 83 weeks in a row. To heck with what WWE is doing. That's my mindset. I don't care if Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield showed up on Raw. Our goal should not be to beat WWE. Our goal should be to make sure that we put on a quality product. So to bring it back to your original point, an original question, WWE kicked WCW's butt because WCW didn't stick to the formula. So far, in my opinion, Dynamite has done a really good job of sticking to its formula. And if it wasn't for a couple of knuckleheads taking TikTok videos, we wouldn't know the difference. I hope what I just said makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense to me. They have taken a lot of things and messed it up. And I guess we'll end on this point of it. Not a good picture because there weren't great cameras around back in 98. This is the best I could do. The finger poke of doom. Now, you had brought up they had arrived. And I never hear this get brought up, so I'm going to bring up something, Sean. I want you to go back to December 1997 on Monday Night Raw. Sergeant Slaughter has made a match. Shawn Michaels versus Triple H on Raw is War for the European Championship that Shawn didn't want to defend. And I'm glad Easy ain't in here because he would definitely be cutting me up. To stroke Shawn's ego, that title. Shawn beat the British Bulldog for it. He had it. He never defended it. He wrestles Triple H. They make a mockery of the match. They lock up. They do the crisscross applesauce, shoulder tackle, pin Shawn. Shawn loses. They make a mockery of the whole thing. You end Raw that way. I never hear anybody say that was such a big issue for that. And now I know what I'm comparing is the storyline. It is the exact same thing, very similar. But in this situation, WCW failed. And I think it's because they amplified this by you ended Goldberg's streak to make a joke out of your world championship so that you did the I fooled you. Kevin Nash says, you know why people hate this is because I got them. I don't think that was it. I had a different feeling watching this live as a kid going back, and I was like, that was so dumb because I liked the Wolfpack. I thought the Wolfpack was the cool group. You just ended that to go team up with lame-o NWO Black and White. Like, they were corny and old to me. Like, I was like, these are the old dudes. Like, it's Hogan and Vincent and Big Papa Pump. What are we doing here? Like, they blew this big time. And then Goldberg came back, and all of this amounted to nothing. This is where I see the downward spiral happen in 1999. Just right here. I told you I was watching 99 WCWs, and I saw it unfold. Week by week, it got worse and worse and worse and worse.
I love the point you bring up about the Christmas episode of Raw in December 97. That's a perfect example of what I was talking about. WCW paid so much attention to what WWE was doing, and once they got to a point where they felt like they were struggling, they reverted to WWE type tactics. But the thing is, WWE had the dogs to be able to do something like that. WCW didn't have the leverage to be able to make those kind of mistakes, and it ended up being their demise. I mean, there were always glimpses of WCW had a couple of cool moments in '99. I remember there was an unbelievable crowd that saw Hulk Hogan come back to the yellow and red and team up with Sting and Goldberg. Look that up on the network, guys. I think it was somewhere in the August range going into Hog Wild. It was the Nitro before that, I think it was. It was Hogan.
Guess who he wrestled on that show for their career?
Right.
Kevin Nash. How did that happen in 7 months?
Touche. But it was Hogan, Sting, and Goldberg against Sid, Rick Steiner, and Kevin Nash. And the crowd, dare I say, Conrad, and I want you to look this up too, maybe the hottest crowd of 1999 in either organization. I'm throwing it out there. The hottest crowd in either organization in 1999, that August whatever episode, Hogan returns to the red and yellow with Sting and Goldberg against Rick Steiner, Psycho Sid, and Kevin Nash. My point is, WCW still were able to pull some things out of their hat. They just couldn't sustain it.
Yeah, it wasn't all bad. Like I said, I love the Filthy Animals. I thought that was a great group when they kicked Conan out of the Wolfpack for, it sounded like political reasons that were stupid. But it elevated Rey Mysterio to a higher level, even though I think they made a mistake taking the mask off of him. I think that they did a lot of foolish things, and we're about to get to, and you know what? I'm glad you put a pinpoint in this perfectly. I don't know if you did that on purpose or if this just fell into our laps, but I'm going to give you the credit for it. Vince Russo comes in after that, and that's what our next episode is going to be about. WCW going into late 99 into 2000. Was Vince Russo the savior of the WWF? We got that guy now? Oh, it's surely going to be on. We'll see. We'll see is the best way I could put it. Yeah, like you said, Goldberg and Nash saying like, oh, I should have won the title. It's always best of a heel. Nash, you weren't a heel when you beat him.
You were a face.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I remember that Nitro when Hogan came back in the red and yellow. Me too, actually. I think I did stick around for a second to see. And then somebody hit American Made for Sean. American Made. Dad, yapapa. That's all
I marked out for that moment. And I challenge anybody. Clearly, Guy Will Gamble and Amnesia Filoni. That moment reminded me of why I like WCW, but I love what Gamble said at the end. It seemed like it was too little, too late. Like they already lost the momentum, so that was like just one blazing skylight, shooting star in the sky.
I think they never knew how to develop anyone past Hogan, and there was no the things that made them great are what also prevented them from growing. You can't have Hall and Nash getting more money, but then Hogan calls the shots whenever he wants. So then how do you get Goldberg over? How do you get Booker T over? How do you get He Who We Shall Not Speak Of over? Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho. You let these guys just fall right over to the other side, and they were using them in the same spots you had them in.
Let me ask you this question. I think it's a really good nugget to end the show on, or at least transition into the end of the show. Do you think, because it clearly worked, at least for a couple of weeks, Hogan going back to the red and yellow? We weren't planning on going here, guys, but it's a fun way to, kind of transition into the next segment or next week. Hogan going back to the red and yellow in August of 99. It was amazing. It was an amazing night, and it was like 3 or 4 weeks. Not that it's a major amount of time, but 3 or 4 weeks when it was really popping. Like, it was almost like they got lightning back into the bottle. Do you think that was WCW's desperation?
Yeah. Yeah, they pressed the emergency button as soon as they could. But Vince Russo came in and he had a different vision. And I think we're going to end up talking about that. Russo's vision changed what Hogan thought was coming and then what ended up happening. But what does Russo have to deal with, Sean? Same thing we just talked about. Those contracts still exist. So... and we'll get more into that as the weeks happen.
Eric Bischoff, Conrad, did a wonderful job. Did a wonderful job with WCW. But part of that wonderful job, he made some atrocious mistakes. And to your point, he tried to line up the big dogs. He got everybody that could make the run happen. But then on the back end of that creative control card was the reason that WCW failed, because it was like, this was working in 96, not so much in 99.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, if you never find a way to move on, you're going to be stuck in that past. I think people are ready to move on from Hogan. He should have just been an attraction back to that 94 style deal. Just pay-per-views, brother, and I'll find a match for you. But guess what we got tonight, guys? Monday Night Raw. They've got an exciting episode of Raw for you tonight. Xavier Woods takes on Karrion Kross. Yeah. Can't wait to see how this story develops. It's been weeks of, you really should leave New Day. And he hasn't. But tonight we should be getting a payoff of some sort. Also tonight.
And now he's going to join what? Now he's going to join the Karrion Kross stable?
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. I hope I did.
Dragon Lee versus Carlito. This match hasn't been done before or seen, this feuding faction war. Dragon Lee versus Carlito. Yeah. We've also been promised some Money in the Bank qualifiers to begin tonight.
Is Jey Uso ever going to be on Raw again?
Jey Uso is my favorite to win this, I'm going to say right now. If you're asking me who should win Money in the Bank without having peep Sean, don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you. Who would you give the briefcase to? Jey Uso's my favorite right now.
I'm going on record. Even before since I'm not doing a preview show, we're going to be doing a preview show. I'm going on record. Anybody but Jey Uso is going to win that match, because Jey Uso winning makes the most sense. Somebody else is going to win that freaking match.
Could be. Honestly, if you're not going to give it to Jey, then don't do it.
Exactly. Don't do it. Exactly, Conrad. But that sounds like a good idea. You know what that means.
They're going to build Money in the Bank on 2 weeks' notice. No comment. Don't forget, Bad Blood has been rumored to come back. I saw the date of October 5th floating around. I don't know if there's a UFC show that weekend. I think that's a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if anyone knows that date in their head offhand. I'm looking it up right now. Yes, that is the Saturday. Bad Blood. Supposedly going to be built around Shawn and Undertaker. Yeah, sure. Great. Don't do any Hell in the Cell matches is all I'm going to say. Unless you got a feud that's worthy of it. And tonight, we get the Bray Wyatt tribute, this group, I guess, whatever this is going to be. I think they're going to be called The Reckoning is what it looks like. I hope it's interesting, and I hope everybody gets the payoff that they need for this.
You know what? I'm going to be fair. That actually interests me. I know you're surprised to hear me say that. That little part, that right there, not everything else, but that part right there actually interests me. I am interested to see what that's going to be.
I am too, because I think it's some of these folks' possible last hope if the rumored names to be involved are involved. This is kind of their last stand to do something. And I hope so. And I hope they pay tribute to Bray Wyatt, because I thought Bray was a heck of a wrestler. Sad that we lost him. I saw a lot of videos coming out today from the funeral and such.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that prediction, Guy Will Gamble. Love that prediction. I'm rolling with that 100%.
I don't think it will be, though.
Why?
I don't know. We'll see.
If he's cleared, you don't think so?
Well, you got Bash in Berlin as well. You're going to also have, is there a Sweet Saudi Money show in between? No, that's in November, right?
That's after. The first week of November, yes.
So this will be the first week of October. We'll see. If they can heat it up and get enough matches out of it, sure.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're going to have one in the middle. We'll see. And I hope Punk's ready by SummerSlam. That's kind of like the earliest I said he could be ready.
That's a good point. That's why you're the man. That's why you're the man.
Uh-oh. Someone said Retribution 2.0. I hope it's not that. I want to see Howdy and then debut. We'll see. I don't know what to expect from this. But
never expect a Y2J entrance ever.
That's top 5.
That is the greatest. Yeah, exactly.
Sean, take us on out of here, brother.
Conrad, this was a great show. A couple of programming notes. Make sure you check out Conrad and my guy Derek Wednesday night, 10 p.m. as they review AEW Dynamite. They really have that AEW review on Smash. Make sure you check them out. Make sure you continue to watch and check in on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly for Hubbonomics. We're up to Volume 7. We had a really good Volume 6 with the Icon Sting. 5 was Cody Rhodes. 4 was the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho. And this week, coming up, Episode 7 is going to go into detail, 20 minutes or less, about the departure of Ricochet from WWE. So make sure you check that out. And obviously, we're going to also have the Money in the Bank review post-game show with myself, James, and Crystal, and possibly even Jesse from Pro Wrestling Shoot as well. So we're looking forward to that on the night of Money in the Bank. And then Conrad will be back on my channel August for our SummerSlam preview show leading into SummerSlam. And, of course, the main event is right here, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time every Monday night, Clash of the Podcast. Shout out to my mom. I love you. I'm glad you're doing better. Shout out to the chat. Never will forget how supportive, Conrad, of course. Never will forget how supportive you guys have been in my mother's recovery. It means amazing. It means everything to me. The fact that she survived and now is thriving again, getting healthy after that neck surgery. So thank you guys again. God bless. Be encouraged. Evil never prevails. And CM Punk should be fired. See you next week.